Right at it. Right at it. Oh, he's done it again. Just as he did at the John Deere for his first win.
Alrighty, welcome to episode 18 of the Go Get That podcast. I know this is a very quick turnaround. I know we just had our last one out 2 days ago from the time we're posting this. Kapalua is this week. We're back. Jordan Spieth is back. He hasn't played in a tour sanctioned event since the CJ Cup, and we won't talk about the Hero World Challenge because there's nothing to talk about. I don't really have any expectations this week. I don't think any of us have any expectations for this week, but yeah, we can.
They're
get right into
definitely
it.
A little low coming off. We will talk about the Hero World Challenge just a little bit. 20th out of 20th, so dead last. Expectations definitely a little bit low this week, but he's played well at Kapalua, so it's not like we don't have anything going for us. It wouldn't shock me if he played well this week. I'm sure he's been working back home in Dallas. Should be a fun week, fun golf course, primetime golf. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Bobby put something out on Twitter today about how he's been there for a couple weeks.
Yeah, he's been there for the new year. Yeah,
he's been there in Hawaii for a little bit, which is good. I have no idea where his game is. I'm not sure. I definitely don't have like winning expectations this week. I think it certainly doesn't feel like a like one of those weeks last year when we even at like the Arnold Palmer, but especially like Charles Schwab or Pebble, or even going into Riviera. Those, when he was playing really, really well, it was pretty easy to be like, yeah, I think this is a top 20 week. Top 10 week, should be in contention week. And I think in theory, this is a should be in contention week. The way he's played here, he makes, I think Justin Wright tweeted out a stat that Spieth has made like 5.75 birdies on average per round. I mean, this is a very gettable course. It's a par 73, 5 par 5s, I believe.
And I believe it's pretty elevated, right?
It's elevated.
The ball goes a long way.
Fairways are wide.
A lot of downhill tee shots too.
Yeah, greens are pretty slow. Like it's a fun course to kind of kick off the season. You're gonna see scores. It's gonna be a 20 under, 25 under type of week, unless the wind is
for sure
absolutely howling, which I kind of doubt that it will. Although we can check that, but. It's a good fun week to get the golf season started. I mean, this is like the last, I guess last Sunday was the last Sunday without competitive professional golf for 9 months or so, which is pretty exciting. And this early like January, February swing, I think is also a lot of fun.
I mean, this is my favorite time of year for sure. I mean, besides, in my opinion, the Farmers. I mean, I guess we really haven't seen Jordan at these first two events. I still think he'll play Sony, which I still think is a fun event to watch since it's Hawaii. The course is beautiful. I know we haven't got to see that from Jordan in the last few years, but I just think this stretch from January to April is the best stretch you're going to get in golf. I mean, waste management, API, even the players, as much as us three don't love it, is a good tournament. And I mean, obviously the Masters, Valero, just a bunch of tournaments that are a lot of fun to watch. Before we get into more of like the, TPC Southwinds or whatever of the year. There are just so many good courses in this first 4 months, so enjoy it. And the golf is usually great. There's some great tournaments, and starting with this one with a 39 player field of all people who've won in the past year, with I guess exception to Xander, who didn't win on the tour, but he won the gold medal. So
speaking about courses, Jordan's actually got some homework to do. First time back at Kapalua since January 2018. All the greens were renovated in 2019. So there's going to be some work for him and Michael to do on the greens with no greens books for the first time. So going to have to get some working on the greens. And then there were 5 new teeing areas that were added as well in the 2019 renovations. So definitely some work. It's not going to be the same course Jordan's used to seeing at Kapalua, new greens, new teeing areas. So definitely some work to do, probably working against us a little bit because he hasn't seen it before, but still for the most part, the same golf course.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of how this week goes, especially considering his recent form. Obviously, the Hero World Challenge was not his best display of golf by any stretch of the imagination. You mentioned the greens, which I think is interesting, and we haven't really touched on it yet, but there's an article released by Golf Channel about Jordan picking up the aim point method on the greens, or at least trying to learn it. And I know we haven't discussed it at all, so I'm curious to hear what you guys think about that.
I personally don't mind it. I mean, I don't think he's going to get worse, that's for sure. I mean, I think it's going to be mostly on the shorter putts. I don't see him doing it on 20 footers. I mean, he was first on tour last year from 20 to 25 feet, I believe. Yeah. So he better not implement it on those because you certainly don't need it. He wasn't using it last year, but I'm fine inside 10 feet, him trying something new with how dreadful he's been inside 10 feet. I'm fully for it.
Yeah. Bob, any thoughts? Because I know you were surprised.
I mean, my take on it is that just from experience, I don't love it. Just from like the people who've done it before, who have gone from being a very feel putter like Jordan is, like Brooks, to switching to aim point. But again, aim point works for a lot of people at the same time. So I'm very happy to see that he's accepting that something's not working. He needs to change something up. I think that's the most positive thing I'm taking from this, because again, as Jordan said, I really don't think he's going to be doing it too much from 25 feet. And I mean, it can't get worse from inside 10. So, I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not confident it'll work, but obviously Jordan knows a lot better than I do. So I'm not going to have any expectations for it or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if it worked at all. I think Jordan is a good enough putter where if he can find one thing that works, then off to the races. But
the first guy that comes to mind is obviously DJ. And I know DJ has gotten a lot of crap for his putting, but if you look at his stats, DJ's a really good kind of an really underrated putter, and he prominently uses it. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think it's more of a Jordan being a student of the game type thing, where he's just trying to add it to the arsenal. Like, I don't think it's a tool that he's going to be using all the time, especially from long range, because that is, even though his putting wasn't like particularly amazing last year in terms of like strokes gained or anything, he still was buckets from 20 to 25 feet. He made over 20% of those putts, which is kind of absurd.
It's absurd.
But it's that sort of like 3 to 8, 9, 10 feet that has given him problems. And I think aim point is a much more like technical method of reading the greens. And I wonder if that will maybe help him make some more putts inside, because he's been known as a feel putter, right? A lot of his game is feel. But I think sometimes he's even admitted to like trying to maybe feel some break, like add break into putts when it's not there, and try and feed it in certain ways that isn't quite necessary or doesn't allow the ball to go into the hole. So I think it's a good tool if it's used right. And if it doesn't work for him, he'll know best to just not use it. But I definitely was surprised, because I think he takes a lot of pride in being a good putter on the PGA Tour.
For sure. Go ahead.
I want to say something about the putting, first of all, now that everything's kind of settled down and we're not still high on emotions from his last 3 travesties on the greens that have been his last few tournaments. But I do want to say, I think as Spieth fans, we have kind of high expectations for him putting every year. We always will. I mean, nothing will ever top that 2015 season, how many putts he made, which, I mean, some of that's just, I mean, pure luck. I mean, to make that many putts, I mean, he has to be damn good, but I mean, that's just never going to happen again, whether we like it or not. I also want to say, I think that in some cases, I feel like his putting did improve last year. I feel like inside of 5 feet is still really a problem. I think I'm still very scared. And I think that the past 3 tournaments have kind of attributed to that, because the last 2 tournaments have been really obvious. And I mean, another one that comes to mind is Kiowa, because of how poor that putting was. But I feel like from that 8-9 range, I feel like he made a lot more of those this year than we saw last year. Because I did notice that in the spring more that I think he made more of those than, quite frankly, we had seen before.
Yeah, regarding the aim point too, I'm curious. I know we're looking ahead here, but I'm curious to see it when he gets to Pebble Beach and
The course he
Farmers
knows,
on
yeah.
POA greens, because those greens, short putts are really difficult to make. So it'll be interesting to see if he uses it there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see sort of his confidence level and using it for sure. Like out of the gate, is he using it on hole number 1 on Thursday, or does he pick and choose?
We'll know. Like, it's obvious. He sticks his hand up and
right. Yeah, you stick your hand.
Michael's
up.
standing, and
Michael's like
Michael took classes on it. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's crazy. That's shocking.
Yeah, he's trying to get better. And like you mentioned, I think his putting got a lot of heat last year, and I think a lot of it was the short misses. Obviously, those suck. Those are killers, especially as trackers, you guys know. But like, you're following along, and it's like, all right, 3 feet 6 inches to clean up for a par to keep momentum going, and then it's like it's not in the hole, and you're like, are you kidding me? And I feel like there was times last year where those 8 to 10 footers, he seemed to have those putts to try and keep momentum, and at times there was just a lid on the hole. And it's like he's just burning all of the edges, sure. And it seems like he's hitting good putts, but they're just not going in. And I think part of that is that Spieth in general is just a very his play fluctuates, right? Like, it's a roller coaster. Even though it's been a lot more good and up on the roller coaster this past year, there's still moments of like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm going to make 2 bogeys and then I'm going to make 4 birdies, because that's just kind of how I roll. And I think it's kind of the same way with the putter in a sense. Like, I think there's moments where
it's streaky.
It's just not going to go in the hole.
Makes a 40-footer.
But then there's buckets coming at some point. So, I think that's just how it's going to be. I am really curious to see how his iron play is this week. Yeah, because for me, that has been it was horrible since the Open. That has been not good at all, with the exception of the wedges. But like the long irons and like the 7-8, like just all of the irons, I was like, he is not giving himself great opportunities to make putts here and make birdies and climb up leaderboards. So it'll be interesting to see that first iron shot, if it's like 15 feet pin high, or if it's like 35 feet short right in a bunker from the fairway. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to hit probably a lot of fairways this week with how wide they are. So we're going to get a good look at how the irons are.
Exactly.
I mean, another frustrating thing I think from the Hero is that we couldn't really see many of the shots. And I mean, all we saw was where they were coming from, where they ended up. But I mean, if that, I mean, I feel like last year kind of the story was he had every part of his game to an A level at some point in the year, which I think is great. And I feel like that's what you need. If you can have that every year, eventually you're going to put it together 1 or 2 times. That's what you need to do to be consistent. And I just want to continue to see that. If he has a bad putting week, you just got to move on. As long as it's not every week. You're always going to go cold with every part of your game. And eventually it's all going to come together and you're going to win a tournament. So, and that's what we saw last year. We actually saw everything kind of come together a few times. And the fact that he only pulled out with 1 was a little lackluster, but still, I mean, just do that every year. Give yourself chances. It's going to work.
Yeah. I know you mentioned lack of shots at the Hero. I just wanted to let everyone know about the coverage this week,
Yes.
which is a lot better.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
solid this week.
Thursday through Saturday, we get 6 through 10 Eastern on Golf Channel. So some primetime golf. Then Sunday, it's 4 through 8 Eastern. They're going to get it done before the Sunday night football game, which makes sense. And then we get our first taste of ESPN Plus PGA Tour Live this week. It's not going to be at its full capacity just because they're in Hawaii. They can't get all the technology down there, which obviously makes sense. But we get it from 3:15 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Featured groups Thursday through Saturday, and then Sunday featured groups 1:30 to 4 Eastern. So it'll be interesting to see the product they have.
I think it's great that they're getting stuff out there. I mean, for the past events, I mean, in the past, they didn't even try to get any technical equipment to Hawaii or Mexico, or, I mean, obviously Asia is a little different, but I mean, it's good to see that they're already starting off giving us something more than we had before. Because I do not remember us having feature groups in Hawaii previously. So I think that's a good sign.
Right.
And I think, especially since I think ESPN Plus is a great product. They've done a great job with the NHL. They did a great job with the PGA. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I can say with a certainty it cannot get worse, but I think it's going to be significant improvement. I think we're going to, after a few weeks, I think we're going to be like, this is a very respectable product, and hopefully they don't disappoint me on that. But obviously there will still be a million commercials on the Sunday coverage, but
we need all the steps in the right direction that we can
baby
get.
steps.
Exactly.
Baby steps. The other cool thing about it is that it's starting, you said 3:15, right? Which is before it comes on the Golf Channel.
Correct.
Which I think
way
is
before it comes
what
on
a
the
lot
Golf
of people
Channel.
wanted. It's not necessarily like the featured group stuff, but also just like coverage of the tournament before it comes on air. I think is sometimes like people want to watch golf while it's going on, and I think this sort of broader window of almost 7 hours of coverage a day it's a really solid start for the tour, and it gives me a lot of hope. So hopefully it's a good product and they do a good job of it. And as of right now, I think we have every reason to believe that they will do a good job, because I think the PGA is covered really, really well by ESPN Plus. So I'm excited to see what they've got in store for Kapalua this week.
Yeah, it'll be fun to test out. And eventually when we get back to the United States in a couple of weeks, they'll have their full marquee group stuff that they were advertising, and their full set of equipment. So, but yeah, it's good to just see them having stuff down there, as Bob said. It's a somewhat big event. We got a lot of big names in the field this week, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the only person who's not here who qualified, so all of the winners from the last year, and Xander Schauffele because he won the gold. The only person who's not here is Rory, which is a little disappointing, but it kind of makes some sense, I think, because he's going to Abu
Dhabi, yeah.
I think in a couple weeks. So it is what it is. It's a big time field. There's some big time OWGR points out here. I know Morikawa can become number one in the world. We had that at the Hero, but he now has a better chance to do so with a top 3 finish, I think. Like he could do so with the top 3. Obviously, Rahm would have to not play his best golf for that to happen. Spieth could move up to number 7 with a win, which is a pretty big jump, because a lot of the people sort of in his area can only get up to like 9 or 10.
So what can you get up to again? Can you say
7.
7. All right.
Which is a huge jump.
Huge jump.
But it makes a lot of sense because he's got a lot of crap coming off the bottom of his OWGR resume. It's like the T72s at like Wyndham or the
I do not miss those days.
When they had the 3rd round cut at Wyndham. Like it's still on the OWGR, I think. So that'll be coming off. So there's some room to make a big splash and move up those OWGR rankings to start the 2022.
Yeah, we can Jordan, get up to 7th.
Jordan, what's your opinion on Rory skipping this week?
I mean, he's got the right to do it. Do I agree with? I mean, I think it's a little weird that he's the only one of what,
Yeah,
30,
that's
40
what it
guys that
is.
isn't showing up, but you know, he can do what he wants to do. I'm an average Joe sitting here. He's got multi-millions of dollars. So
Yeah, I
do
think
have-
Rory knows what's best for.
Well, Phil used
Rory.
to skip it every year for his entire life, so he's
Yeah,
coming back
Phil's
this
here.
year though.
That's crazy because they have to add for the PIP, I think,
Yeah,
right?
I think so. I think that's
They have to add a new event. So Phil's like, shoot, I'll just show up here, make an
Yeah.
easy couple tens of thousands of dollars.
Perfect course for him too. He can just hit bombs no matter where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Hit bombs
Yeah.
and
But
I don't know. Phil, who knows where he's gonna end up this week? Like he could be like a sneaky like T8 or he could be DFL.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
holy shoot, what course is he playing? You know? So
Yeah.
that'll be fun to watch.
for
It
sure.
will.
Hopefully they get the featured groups right though. Like I feel like sometimes they're making these featured groups and I'm like, do you really have like there's much better options than putting
Well, if Jordan's not a feature group, I don't know what I'll do.
yeah. No, he will
I think
be.
it's possible, honestly. if we
It's
think about
possible.
it.
It's possible he doesn't get one, obviously, yeah.
But he moves the needle. I
He
mean,
does
what
move
if
the needle.
what if
But
Bryson
is he
gets-
Bryson? So I don't know.
I guarantee you JT will be in a featured group.
JT
That I can
guarantee
guarantee.
that.
Shoffley will get one. I bet Harris English gets one because he's defending champ.
Rom will get one.
I wouldn't be surprised if Phil probably should get one. I don't know if he will.
I hope he
Uh,
does. I love watching
Might be
Phil.
the obligatory Cam champ in there. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't really think there's much else. I mean, if you think about it, we haven't seen this course in a few years, watching Spieth at least.
4 years.
4 years. So
Crazy.
Happy to be back.
I am happy to be back. I love primetime golf as well, so it's gonna be
Oh
fun.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
the hours on this are sick.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the open
perfect.
is cool, and this is not quite as cool.
It's
but
not
it's-
quite as cool.
It's like
but
really cool still.
yeah,
6 o'clock, 10 p.m. on a Friday night. Wow.
that'll be sick. That will be sick. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think I think going into this week with no expectations is better. I wouldn't be surprised if we're shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if he's been grinding his butt off for the past 5 weeks since Hero or whatever it is, 3-4 weeks. Because I'm sure he was pissed that he came in dead last by 5 shots, which I know is my fault. But I think we should just enjoy it. I think this is a fun week. I think once we get back into the Farmers, I think we need to be a little more results focused because this is his first tournament back after the break, and I'm just looking forward to it. Looking forward to primetime golf. Hopefully he plays Sony too, because that's even more relaxed, but it's also prime time and it's not a great field. He can definitely go low. So that'd be fun if you could put a number there. But
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Expectations are fairly low. I don't think he's going to come in last like he did at the Hero. But I just, after what I saw at the Hero, it's hard for me to expect big things. He's played well here in the past, as I said, though. So would it surprise me if he's up there on Sunday? Not at all. But it's a really good field. A lot of big names. It's going to be tough. You're going to have to go low. So if he's shooting 2 under on Thursday, it ain't going to be a good week. So
Yeah.
he's got to get off to a fast start.
what did Jordan shoot when he won?
30.
30 under.
30?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll get this
wasn't
that
31,
low this
right?
year.
Yeah.
He won by 8 shots.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he kind of smoked everybody. On average, it's like 25 is usually enough to win the tournament. And on a par 73, that's a 67 kind of every day. So that should be sort of, I think that's kind of just the target for those guys is 67, 66 and see where you get. But you're right. I mean, it's also a good chance for some FedEx Cup points because I know he's kind of not too worried about that. Like I was after maybe Torrey last year, where it's like, gee, this dude's like 210, and there's some events coming up that kind of have to get into it, so you're not ending your season at the Northern Trust, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem this year. So.
I think one of the positives of playing this week and probably next week is if he plays Farmers, he's going to come in having already played 2 events. I was thinking about this before we got on the recording, and he plays Farmers really poorly, but you're coming in, he's been playing that at his first event like the last 3 years. You're coming into one of the hardest golf courses on tour,
Yeah.
having not played previously. I mean, it's hard to expect to play well. So I think having played
It's fair.
this week, and then we're thinking next week, if Farmers is his third, he's got some events under his belt. Wouldn't shock me if he went to Farmers and played well. So we'll see. Time will tell.
So, all righty. We have a new segment, new way of making predictions for the next year. I cannot tell you, Jordan, I don't know if you get this as well, but the amount of people that follow me for just 1 week because they placed a bet on Spieth is high. I get DMs about it all the time, which is fine. I mean, that's totally fine. You don't have to be a Spieth fan. That's totally up to you. And if you're betting on Spieth, hey, that's good with me. But so I have a lot of people ask me questions just about people who don't watch golf or just bet on golf. I don't know what that is, but so we have a few picks that we like based on odds. We're not actually placing these, but we're going to do basically each week. We each have 100 fake dollars or 100 points to put on 3 different bets and outright a finishing position, either top 10, top 5, top 20, and then any other bet on the board on using FanDuel. We're not placing these for legal purposes, obviously. But this is for you guys if you guys want to place them, because I know a lot of you guys like to bet, and I know we watch a lot of golf, so we have our own sort of expertise to go along with this, even though we're not by any means betting golf experts. But before we get into that, I just want to say one thing. Kapalua its course, like the way that Data Golf does it, its course comparison is Augusta.
Yeah.
So
I think Spieth's talked about
keep
how
that in mind.
he likes the slopes of it.
Yeah.
Because you have to just hit shots.
Greens are hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
you can't
slow,
think
but they're
about-
hard.
Yeah.
They're very slopey, but yeah, so we each have prepared 3 picks, and then we'll base it based on the odds, and whoever finishes with the most accumulated money at the end wins. Some prize that will come up before the Masters. Will come up with a prize, and we'll let you know, or we can,
or you
suggest,
guys,
you guys
come
can
up
pick.
with a prize.
Suggest a prize. I know there's infinite amounts of ones that we could do, or maybe even a punishment for last, maybe that. I know I was looking, because I recently have really got into the whole since I've been looking into golf and everything. I saw one of someone's fantasy football punishments was to tail Booker with Trent for an entire week. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that's a costly punishment. So maybe not that far, but I don't know. See what you guys can come up with. We're challenging you. So I don't know how you guys want to do this. Do you guys want to do outrights first, or do you guys want to?
Yeah, we'll do outrights first.
Well, Jordan,
Outrights
do you
first.
want to pull up the spreadsheet that you've got?
Yeah,
do.
Jordan's got all the spreadsheets, and then we can even so you can put those in.
I'll share it at the end, because if I share it now, I can't type on it. I don't
Oh,
believe.
I see.
So
Okay.
Oh,
I'll put
that's
them.
fine.
We'll put them in, and then we'll show everyone.
All right, sounds good. All right,
So we can start with outrights.
all right, so who wants to go first? We have all these pre-picks. We're not like leaping off anyone if we have the same pick. I know there's only 39 people this week, so it's possible we have the same one. But I'll go first. You want to go first? Okay, you go first.
It'll be me,
All right.
you, then Dan. So I got my outright this week is Patrick Reed
Ooh, I like that.
at
27 to
27
1, right?
27-1. So I'm gonna wager 25 of my points to try and net 675.
Really? Okay.
I like that.
20?
I was thinking about Pete Reed.
Really? He's 27 to 1. It's good odds. So this is not bold. I have a bold pick, but I'm going with Justin Thomas plus 800. This just seems like one of those weeks for him. I mean, I get the odds are low. I saw it at 850 on some other books, but I don't know. This is just, limited field, not in the prime golf season, not a big tournament. I mean, it just screams Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
I have Justin Thomas, which is I'm putting 15 on. I'm gonna put 15 to net. I'm pretty sure. Let me put it in. Plus 800,
120.
15 to win 120. So
Yeah, I like JT this week. I don't know if we'll get into like our predicted winners at some point, but he's mine. Spoiler alert. But I am not putting a bet. He's not my outright bet.
So
All
you
right.
like him to win, but he's not your okay.
Yeah. This is more of a value play. I've got Spieth at 20 to 1. I know
Wow.
that sounds ridiculous.
Wow.
But hear me out. And this is more about value than actual like expectation. Because I have no idea how he's gonna play this week. But when do you see Spieth at 20 to 1?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Never.
It's a good point.
Especially now that he's back in like top 15 golf circle, right? I mean, he's the favorite at like Charles Schwab, Pebble, like he's 10 to 1 there. And you're telling me a 39-man field where he's won this event before, and he's 20 to 1. Like that, to me.
You're right. It does. That value is pretty insane.
The value
I just don't think he's got the form coming in. But I do agree with you that you're just never going to get someone at a course that they're this good at 20 to 1.
Yeah.
Especially given Jordan really hasn't played. I mean, he hasn't had great form, but he also really hasn't played an event that's been his 100% focus since basically before
the Open. It's probably the Open
because we all know he kind of let off the steam in the FedEx Cup playoffs. But
so we'll see.
I don't hate it. Yeah.
So I'm throwing 10 on that. Like
10
it's
on
not. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I thought, man, like 20 to 1. Why not take a shot at that?
So 10 to net 200.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go first on the text one because I want to go last on the last one. So for finishing position, let's see how much this nets. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with Xander Schauffele to top 10 at minus 105.
I was looking at this as well.
I was debating. I mean, it was going to be switched either way. It was either going to be Xander outright and then Justin Thomas top 10 or the other way around. I chose to go this way because I just think Justin Thomas gets it done a little bit better than Xander Schauffele recently. And I just think I'm throwing the majority of my points on this one. I think this is 50 to net. 47.62. I think there's, I mean, he has all he has to do is finish top 25%. We know how good he is at backdoor top 10, even if he's not in contention. And this course fits him perfectly. I mean, he loves these courses, wide open fairways, greens are hard. He's not the worst putter in the world. He's just got a solid all around game, fits this course perfectly. He's played fine here in the past. So I like Schauffele for half of my coins this week to finish top 10.
Dan?
Yeah, I was looking at that one as well. But I'm going to go a little farther down the top 10 board. Go Patrick Reed, plus 190. He's played really well here before. He's been in contention a couple times. I like the plus money on that. I think it's kind of I know I have him winning the US Open, so I think it's kind of a P Reed like redemption year. Like he got sick last year and he had the whole Tory thing. And it seemed like he didn't make the Ryder Cup. Like I think P Reed's going to come out guns a-blazing, ready to go. So I'm putting 45 of my points on that. Patrick Reed top 10 at plus 190.
Hold that net.
Here, what is it? 45 to at plus 190?
Yeah.
85.50.
Thank you.
That's not bad value at all. I love Patrick Reed this week. I really do. Augusta comparison. I mean, I love that play a lot, actually. I think that one cashes. I'd put money on that one cashing.
I'll I'm last. For my
Yeah.
placement bet, I went with another familiar name that we've mentioned, Jason Kochrack.
Oh no.
It's a top
Really?
10.
Nice. There's probably good value on that.
There is. He's plus 240 to top 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's never been here before either, right? So I think this, with the wide fairways, pretty slow greens, like this, I could see this being a Kochrack course. So
I'm betting.
Yeah.
I have 50 points on Kochrack to net 120 at plus 240.
I like that. I can kick off the matchup portion.
Before you do that, I just want to say, so this is anything we can. I'm even gonna say we've decided that we're gonna use FanDuel for everything, but I'm even gonna go off and say if you can find any prop bet anywhere and you can produce it with a better, if it's not for top 10 or for outright, but if you can find a prop bet that is not on FanDuel, you can pick it. But I think this week we're all just doing FanDuel props, matchups, group picking. We can do that if we want. You can pick anything. You can go with another outright if you want, for all I care. But I think I think props are a lot of fun. So Dan, you can get us kicked off.
Yeah. So I went with the matchup. I originally had two thoughts, two options. One was Tony Finau to beat like Brooks, Hideki, and Abraham Answer at 3-1. But I'm not going with that. I'm going with Stewart Cink minus 116 over Matt Jones.
Ooh.
Like Matt Jones won the Honda, but what else? Like what else did he do last year? Stewart Cink won twice, I guess, in the wraparound season. He won the Safeway and then RBC, and they played well at the PNC, right? So I think Stewart Cink's just in a good spot in his life right now.
So he played well, right, at the PNC.
Yeah, they were in the final pairing, or they led after day one, right? So I think Stu Cink's playing well. I'm gonna put my remaining 45 points on him, minus 116 with a better finishing position than Matt Jones.
Are you sure it's 45 or 35?
Well, I put 10 on Spieth and then 45 on Reed and 45.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking up. So 45 points to net. How much?
Minus 116. Probably.
Let me put it in right now. I have the calculator open. What are the odds again?
Minus 116.
Minus 116, and you're risking 45, 38.79. All right.
It's my turn. My random play. I've actually been looking at Twitter quite a bit, and Twitter's going to disagree with me here, but I'm going with Abraham Answer to knock off Tony Finau in their matchup.
Wow.
I think Abraham Answer is just on fire. I mean, you can say Tony is too, but I was looking at Tony's performances at Kapalua, and he had one where he almost finished dead last. So that was kind of alarming to me. I think it's Abraham's first time here. I'm pretty sure. He's just playing really well. Didn't really get great value on it, but I just like Abraham Answer to beat Tony Finau this week. He's getting a lot of hype. I think Abe pulls off the upset. So I got him at plus 102 to beat Tony Finau, betting 25 points to net 25.50.
It's not bad value at all for a matchup.
I kind of like that.
If you can get even money for a matchup, that's good.
I mean, I like Finau over Abe, but.
So here's my bold one. I was this close to taking Cameron Champ plus 6,500 as my outright, but I've decided to dial that back and take him plus 102 to beat Cameron Smith in his matchup. Oh wait, no, Cameron Smith's playing Spieth. Billy Horschel, my bad. Plus 102 to beat Billy Horschel. I love this course for Cam Champ. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's played that well here in the past. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they've done a bunch of videos with him here. I mean, it's a bomber's course. It doesn't matter where it goes because everything's fairway. It's massive. And Billy Horschel I see him finishing in the top half of this field. I don't see Billy Horschel finishing in the top half of this field. So I think if it's a battle for last, I think Billy Horschel will probably edge him out. But I think Cam Champ has a relatively good week. So I have 35 to net 35.7. at plus 102. I think that's a really good pick. I almost put like the house on that. I almost put like 70% of my coins on that one, but I really
This does seem like a Cam Champ type of course.
Yeah,
just hit it as far as you can and see what happens after that. Make a lot of birdies. So we'll see. I kind of like that one actually.
That's not bad. If I will now share my screen for everyone to see what we have for the Sentry Tournament of Champions.
Yeah,
so I believe
we'll have.
I have the highest potential, but obviously,
yeah.
Oh yeah, if you put some on Reed is.
I put a good amount on Period. I think Period's going to win multiple times this year. I don't know if I'll win this week. That's why I put it on.
You're in Brookline.
Better not win at Brookline. Better not win at Brookline.
Telling you.
That would be horrible.
What, Captain America can't reclaim his throne?
Please no.
Two-time major champ Pat Reed doesn't sit well with you, Bob?
No. It wouldn't shock me if he wins another one, but just not at Brookline.
Yeah.
I think to finish up, we can give our, I guess, just predictions for Jordan this week, just to finish. Like, there's 39 guys.
That too.
So
you do that too.
I actually have no idea. Like I took him to win based on value. Like it could be anywhere from like T36 to T4. You know, he could win this thing. Maybe. I highly doubt it. But I'm gonna settle with the T9. I don't feel that great about it.
I think he would take a T9.
Oh yeah.
I got him finishing 25th. Way out of it. Again, would it shock me to see him up high? No, not at all. But you gotta go low. And he hasn't went really too low. Honestly.
In a while. Yeah, he hasn't gone low in a minute.
So I don't know. What do you got, Bob?
You know, I've been looking at a few stats the past few minutes. I really think the stats are kind of out the window. I mean, this is just like I think he finishes like around 20th, around halfway, around mid. I don't think he has a bad week. I just don't think he has a great week. I'd be happy with top 10 easily. I mean, top 10 would be great for points in this field. But I am finishing like T18, I'll say. I'll go T18.
Damn, like some more than us.
Yeah.
You did put your money on him though, so.
Yeah. Jordan, who do you have winning? I know Bob and I both think it's a JT week, but
I'm honestly sticking with you. I think Patrick Reed's gonna win. Yeah.
If from what I've learned, and from what you've basically seen since I picked the outright favorite, basically my outright pick is going to be who I think is going to win each week. I think that's going to get me the most points in the end, even if the value is not great. I love JT this week. I mean, JT or Xander, I think is going to be the one to get done. I mean, just limited field, it just screams their names. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's like,
yeah, this is very much so a JT Xander week.
Exactly.
It always has been, always will be. So hopefully it's a speed week and he conquers.
We hope. I mean, if he T9s and he plays at Sony next week, we might be talking about him winning Sony. So let's hope he plays well and just look for. I'm happy to have golf back, especially for Bob and I. Football season about ending as our teams are pretty much eliminated. Yours is eliminated. Mine's pretty much eliminated. It's golf time.
Yeah, I lost the bet, so I had to wear my light up Dolphins sweater.
Light it up for the fans.
If they lost, all I want for Christmas is a Dolphins Super Bowl. Devastating end to the year, but wait, I didn't even read. What's the last part say? Oh, I can't even read that. I can't read that.
Oh, I got.
We'll be back next year.
Pats are still
the Dolphins, not us. We'll be back next week.
Of course, they'll play football next year. I mean, it's like, but like, are they gonna win 7 games, 8 games? Who knows?
Wow. This is devastating because even though both the years, I mean, last year we had a playoff team, but I mean, 2 years in a row, missing the playoffs by one game. I mean, this year we were not a top 12 team in the
Yeah, you lost
in
to
the country.
Jacksonville.
We were a top 12. I mean, we were better than half of the NFC last year. So to not make the playoffs kind of sucked, but the AFC was loaded. So it is what it is. I feel like it sucks to miss out by one game 2 years in a row, but it's what it is. We weren't going anywhere. I think for Jordan, it must suck even more because you beat the Chiefs. You guys were looking at the 1 seed 5 weeks in, really.
The Ravens, since training camp, have been playing with house money. I mean, we lost our top 3 running backs before the season even started.
Yeah.
Huntley's
And
better than
well,
Lamar. I will
top-
take
and
that
then
to
you-
my grave. I will
Yeah.
take that to my grave. Dan, what's your opinion on that?
On
This is
what?
our weekly
Football segment.
football
Yeah,
segment.
Feel
What'd
free
you
to
even
click
say?
off if you don't want to listen.
Yeah, I said, do you think Huntley's better than Lamar? I legitimately do. I think he's a better quarterback. I
He
really
might
do.
be better at throwing the ball.
Yeah,
don't
I think
that makes
Lamar's.
him a
I think the
better
Lamar's
quarterback,
better
though.
football player, but I think you can't let Lamar throw the ball, dude. He's horrible.
Yeah.
Tua's a
well,
better
no,
thrower of the football.
Wow, Tua throws checkdowns a lot.
Well,
26
so
to
does Mac
39
Jones.
for 170. No, so does Mac Jones. But here's what I've learned is that
Oh,
your
boy.
quarterback can only be as good as your receiving core.
And
Right.
just and their offensive line.
Like, Tua has Jalen Waddle.
We have an okay receiving core. If we didn't have like
Tua
Will
could
Fuller
be
out,
an A- quarterback. Lamar has Mark Andrews, and that's about it.
Well,
Tops, he's
no, I mean, we have
plus
Hollywood and Rashad Bateman, but our line has been pretty much dreadful all year.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair. But like Mac Jones is thrown to a bunch of B plus guys. Tops, he's gonna on his best day, he's a B plus quarterback. Whereas like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow is starting to get into that mix with the way Jamar Chase is playing. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the best receiver in the game. Like on his best day, he's an A plus quarterback, right? So I think we settled that.
well, Xander's cashing, Cam Champ's cashing, and I honestly hope JT doesn't cash, to be very honest. If that's my one bet that loses, I will be A-okay. But I guess we're moving on to next week. Next week's going to be a grind because if we play Sony, we're going to have to get 2 episodes out in 3 days. So we'll basically have to record both of the episodes the same day.
we work, you guys enjoy.
It's true.
We hope he
do
plays
grind.
Sony.
We
so.
got our 3 weeks off, basically. We were supposed to
Yeah.
have the schedule prediction out like years ago, but
Yeah.
I was sick. I had some personal things going on. I went on vacation and it's just like so much. But now we're back and now we're grinding. So
Yeah. I mean, it's not even like it's work.
it's work, but it's
We enjoy
not like
doing
work. We
this.
enjoy
This is
doing it.
fun,
Exactly.
you know?
We do.
Yeah. We
It's
enjoy
fun to
doing it.
spitball with y'all.
Yeah, exactly. But
Bars.
by now, half of our audience is clicked off, so we can just hang it up right there. It was good again. Obviously, I think this new prediction segment is going to be fun. I really enjoyed that. There are going to be some fun, especially for the Masters. I know they have a crazy ton of props that can just like go nuts on those. You can pick. You can. I think there's like some props that you can pick, like top like vowel first name letter to finish like the first round, to lead the first round, like who's going to lead. And it's like, there's just some crazy things. You get really, really fun with it, but it was
Really fun. Enjoy the golf, everyone.
Enjoy the week.
New
Yeah.
ESPN
Yeah, hopefully it's a
Plus
good week.
will be fun.
Yeah. If he ever wins, we'll record the post review live on YouTube, maybe, because we can do that now that we have face cams. We just record it live and then we'll post.
Yeah, we'll have
after.
to figure that out.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we'll have to figure it out soon because it's win this week apparently, Dan.
Well,
it was a good value play, I will say, for all the things for all the random PGA Tour winners. Jordan Spieth is better than that, and he's 21. So
I mean, him and Sungjae are like the same.
Yeah,
like come on, Spieth's got a better shot than Sungjae this week. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Until after the golf tournament.
Until then,
Take care, y'all.
peace.